This is a story that came out on ABC Action News, Tampa Bay. And this is a topic I have not spoken about in a while. I-team crashes caused by drugged drivers. Skyrocket in Tampa Bay. Up 47% in the past 3 years. There's actually more car crashes from people under the influence of drugs than alcohol. Alcohol um, accidents are way down. So this came out October 8th, 2018. Tampa Bay leads the state with the most crashes caused by drugged drivers, and an I-team review found many of those dangerous collisions are happening during daylight hours. Ladies and gentlemen, they are happening during daylight hours because that's when these folks are going to get their drugs. They're traveling to get drugs. Okay. A review by investigator Paul Legrand found deadly crashes caused by drivers high on drugs have skyrocketed in Tampa Bay, up 47% in the past 3 years. The Tampa Bay leads the state with the most confirmed crashes caused by drugged drivers, with 465 since 2014. By comparison, Orlando reported 232 and Miami 161 drug driving crashes. Alarmingly, 42% of all drug involved crashes are happening during daylight hours. Authorities report the problem is getting worse. Tampa Bay has seen a 32% increase in drugged driving collisions since 2014. ABC Action News obtained hours of dash camera video showing suspected drugged drivers being pulled over by the Florida Highway Patrol. One of them shows a young woman arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs on US 19 in Clearwater after midnight. I need to sleep is what I need to do, she said on the dash cam camera a video as she was handcuffed in the back of a patrol car, adding, "Yeah, I could tell that I was swerving, and I even said it to him." She also told the Florida Highway Patrol trooper she's a recovering addict and goes to a methadone clinic to wean herself off of drugs. She said she's done nothing wrong. The video also shows drivers suspected of smoking marijuana and those suspected of being on something much stronger. Usually smoke about $20 of weed a day. One driver said he's being hauled off to jail after being arrested on charges of being under the influence of drugs behind the wheel. He told the officer, "You want me to mellow, not crazy. When I'm crazy, I go to jail." Okay, whatever. Another driver shouted, "I just want to die," from the back seat of the Highway Patrol trooper's cruiser. Then he appears to beg the trooper to end his life, saying, "Can you roll the car over my head? Kill me." What? Okay. Sergeant Steve Gaskins with the Florida Highway Patrol told the I-team that drug drivers are a growing problem on Florida roads. Unfortunately, as we have more drivers enter Florida roadways, we are seeing more motorists that are having drug impaired problems, said Gaskin. But the I team found some drivers charged with being under the influence of drugs never get prosecuted or even get their licenses back. Okay. Well, why are they not getting prosecuted? Okay. Never mind. Why am I asking that question, y'all? I shouldn't be asking that question. Jim Swoop said he was a victim of one of those drug drivers. He suffered 2 spinal fractures after being head on by a wrong way driver on US 19 at 7:30 a.m. He was head on straight for me, said Swoop. There's no excuse. It's like a loaded gun. Florida Highway Patrol arrested the driver who hit Swoop on suspicion of being under the influence of drugs. According to the arrest report, the driver appeared dazed, his eyes glassy and bloodshot, his speech slow and mumbled, and his body shaking with tremors. He was charged with 3 counts of DUI. But all of those charges were dropped. How are these people getting all these charges dropped? Oh my God. They don't do this with black people. Let me tell you that right now. They don't drop no DUI charges when we get them. You can clearly tell these are white folks. In fact, the driver was never prosecuted. Again, these are white folks. The Pasco County State Attorney's Office told the I team they couldn't prove the driver was on drugs because he refused to take a drug test. Okay. Attorney Peter Sartes, who has both defended and sued drivers on drugs, said it's difficult to convict drug drivers in Florida because, unlike alcohol, there are no set limits that tell drivers when they've had too much. Okay, so these drug drivers, what they're trying to say is even if they stop them, is really not too much of nothing they can do to them? Are you kidding me? And many suspected of drug driving refused to take a blood test. The reasonable doubt is there is no smell. There is no data. It is purely a case of circumstance. There's also no mandatory minimum sentence for first-time DUI offenders in Florida. And buried in the fine print of every DUI ticket is a loophole that actually let drivers who were just arrested continue to drive. I bet you they would find a way around that loophole if it was us. At the bottom of the traffic citation, under the box labeled eligible for permit, there is a box an officer can check so that the DUI citation itself serves as a temporary driver's license for 10 days. The man who hit Jim Swoop was allowed to drive for a week and a half after his DUI arrest. Unbelievable. Somebody is letting these people off easy. Exactly. I think they ought to get slammed first offense, mandatory prison. You got to come down hard on these people or they'll be right back, he said. Attorney tells ABC Action News that since Florida is a pill mill capital of the country, it's no surprise there are more drug drivers out there on the roads with you. FBI team also looked up the arrest report for the driver who was begging the trooper to kill him and found he was also allowed to drive for 10 days after his arrest. Woo! Now you understand why Florida has such a crappy reputation. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.